Rifleman. Starring Chuck Connors.
Yeah, be just another minute, Micah.
Take your time.
Ready, Pete? Once more. Let's unload the thing, Pete.
Allow me, gentlemen, would you, please? Well, come on now, just don't stand there. Put something under it. Here you are. You know, I've heard people say that most of my brains are in my arms and my back, and you know something? I'm forever trying to prove that they're correct.
Well, I'm certainly much obliged to you, mister.
Oh, an undeniable pleasure, laddie, undeniable.
When I get ready to roof my house, I'm going to have you lifted on.
Oh, surely, but listen now, promise me one thing. Promise me that it won't be more than 3 stories tall, huh?
You know, that was quite a compliment, being as how it came from our blacksmith.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. That comes from lifting stones to find enough sod underneath them to plant a potato.
Am I right in thinking it's the sod of County Down you're referring to?
Yes, you are, sir. Yes, indeed, yes. I'm a County Down man. Dennis O'Flaherty is the name.
Micah Torrance.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And you know something? It's a good omen, too. The first man that I meet in town turns out to be an Irishman. And not alone that, it's a better omen that he turns out to be the law, too. Huh? Incidentally, Marshal, tell me something. This hotel over here, with the name Mary, and that be a red-haired, green-eyed Irish girl of more than passing beauty?
You're a friend of Lou's?
Now, does the description fit the name? Well, then a friend of hers I am indeed, and one that's eager to be seen her, too.
Then I won't detain you any longer, Mr. O'Flaherty.
Right, sir. Fine. I shall see you, Marshal.
Morning, stranger.
Very good morning to you, too, sir.
What'll it be? Beer or whiskey?
Beer? Oh, now, that's a very poor thing to offer a man that's been 20 long, dusty days on the road.
Got Irish whiskey, if that be your taste.
Oh, me darling man, bring on your treasure and commence to pour it now, but gently and with reverence. Don't bruise it.
Mr. Larson? There's a carpet bag by the desk. Did you see anyone? Dennis?
But of course, my dear heart. Now, who else would it be but myself? Drinking to the health of the future Mrs. Dennis O'Flaherty. Say something, dear girl. Say something in the way of a greeting.
Hello, Dennis.
Oh, no, that's not quite what I had in mind, but I suppose it's better than nothing.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm surprised.
Oh, yes, of course you would be. You know, I didn't mind to write to you, but then I said to myself, no. Better that I should surprise her.
How are you?
At me best, dear girl, at me best. Oh, but there's no need to ask you how you are, is there? Things have changed, Lou. Changed for the better, too.
A lot of things have changed, Dennis.
Oh, I know, but not the old things, no. Not the old loyalties, the friendships, the old promises, Lou.
10 years, Dennis. It's been 10 years since I left Ireland.
Oh, my darling, in my heart, it's been 10 times 10 years. And 10 times that again, too. Oh, Lou, let me look at you. Yeah, still the same radiant, lovely creature that you always were. Lou, how about a kiss for your future husband, huh? Oh, now, I don't blame you one small little bit, you know. What a stupid kind of a man that I am to take a girl into my arms when I got all the dust of the countryside on myself. You know what it was, don't you? Of course, Lou. It was the sight of your radiant beauty once more that made me forget my manners. Lou!
Oh, in here, Lucas.
Lou, I was what? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. Lucas McCain, Dennis O'Flaherty.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
Lucas is my dearest friend in North Fork.
Oh, well, in that case, it's a double pleasure to meet you, sir. How are you?
Dennis comes from the same part of Ireland. We lived on adjoining farms.
Oh.
That's right. A very interesting thing. You know, I was helping her father with the crops the day she was born. And, you know, a day hasn't passed since, but she seems to have grown prettier.
You must be tired. I'll get your room. Lucas, I'll be right back.
Just a moment, darling, would you? Mr. McCain, seeing that herself hasn't any relatives hereabouts and that you're her best friend, I was wondering if you'd do me a favor.
Name it.
Well, be best man at her wedding, huh?
At your wedding?
Yes, at her wedding. Come on, dear.
Oh, Lucas, wait. I'll be right back.
They may even ask you to give the bride away.
What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Micah, she was standing right there at the time. She didn't say anything. Now, look, she's a grown woman. If she gets it into her head to get married, well, she's got the right.
Well, I won't argue that with him, only I sort of figured that, well, the way
You better start refiguring things.
Yes, I guess I better, though I doubt it will ever make any sense.
Well, I gotta get back to my place.
Without talking to Lou?
I'll probably see her next time I'm in town. Don't worry about it so much.
I asked you to wait for me.
I know, but you were involved.
Don't you want an explanation?
You don't have to explain anything to me, Lou.
Oh, Lucas, will you please stop acting so contrary?
Contrary, I thought I was being a gentleman.
Then will you please stop being a gentleman and listen to me?
All right, I'll listen. What is it?
When I was 8, my mother died. And there was my father with 6 children, and me the oldest, and him a sick man as well. So Dennis agreed to help run our farm and see to it that we had food and clothes. He kept us alive during the drought and bad crops, and before my father died, he offered to give Dennis our farm.
It sounds to me like he might have earned it.
He did, but he refused. He wanted something else. My father agreed. It was a debt of honor. That's right, me. They shook hands, and with my father's last breath on earth, he promised me to Dennis.
Well, you were only a child. Nobody has the right to give you away.
Lucas, you don't understand the ways of the old world. A father has the right to pledge his daughter in marriage.
But you're not in Ireland now. You're in America.
I'm quite aware of where I am. But my birth ties go deeper, especially when the pledge is a dying pledge, given in bond to pay a rightful debt.
You telling me you feel duty-bound to marry this man?
I am. Well, aren't you going to say anything?
Of course. Good luck, Lou.
Good luck!
Tell me, is it always this crowded?
This is mostly a shopping day crowd. Sweeney gets most of the trail hands.
I see. Well, little solitary drinking never hurts a man. Gives him a chance to think of his future. My drink is Irish.
This is a lot cheaper.
Irish, if you don't mind. And I'm sure that Miss Mallory won't mind the expense. Oh, incidentally, I've been traveling rather light. I'm in need of certain things.
Such as?
Well, such as a new saddle, for one thing.
Oh, Mills the blacksmith has some serviceable ones. Used, but they got some years in them yet.
No, I didn't mind something with a flair to it.
Burkett's store has some of those silver ones they make in Mexico.
Good. Well, I'll have a look at them. Tell me, barkeep, what do the good people of this town do when the sun goes down?
Sleep.
I see. And for those that are interested in a little manly conversation or sport?
Well, you can always find a faro game going over at Sweeney's.
Splendid. Now I must hasten and make myself known to this gentleman with the honorable name of Sweeney. Good day, too.
Might as well let you know, Miss Lou doesn't have an account over there.
Oh, doesn't she indeed? Well, she will have.
Why, Paul?
Well, son, people see things differently in different parts of the world. Now, in Ireland, they have a lot of old-fashioned customs, like a father being able to give away his daughter in marriage without consulting her first.
What?
I guess it's a man's world there.
Just the same, I wouldn't want to marry a girl who didn't want to marry me.
Well, there's more to Lou's decision than that, son. You believe in paying off your debts?
Yeah?
Well, old Flaherty did a lot for Lou and her family.
Marrying someone because you owe them. Is that why you and Ma got married?
Of course not, son. We were in love. We wanted to be together. And we were, as long as God let us.
Well, with Lou and Mr. O'Flaherty, it's more of a business deal than a marriage, isn't it?
It's not a business deal, son. There's still two people getting married. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's the custom of her country. Does that satisfy you?
Sure, if it satisfies you.
Micah?
What brings you to town?
Dennis O'Flaherty. What do you make of him?
Well, I'm not so sure.
No opinion at all?
Well, he does have an Irishman's glib tongue, and the man has charm. There's no denying it. Only...
Only what?
Well, something tells me when St. Patrick drove the snakes from Ireland, he may have overlooked one or two.
Yeah.
Dennis, I want to talk to you.
I'm so glad, Lou. You know, that's my favorite pastime, talking to a beautiful woman. Sit down, Lou, sit down.
Do you know how much money you spent in the past few days?
Oh, no, darling, that should be no concern of yours at all. In my family, it's the man that does all the worrying about the money.
A lot of hard work, sweat, and pain went into what I have. And I'm not going to stand by and see you waste it away.
Oh, now, dear heart, you haven't been gone so long that you should take that tone with me.
Oh, you're mistaken, Dennis. I have been gone that long. But that hasn't changed me. One of the reasons I left her village was that I couldn't see myself like the other women, becoming a drudge to the whims of their husbands.
Now, Lou, you don't seem to understand. It's the man that heads the house and makes the rules. Now, if I want to make you a queen, then it is a queen you're going to be. But if I want you to be a drudge, well... Oh, but now, let's not have any more of this silly talk, huh?
Can't you look at me and see that I'm no longer the little girl you can frighten with your threats and your bullying?
I can see that you're still a child of your father's. Beautiful and radiant, but willful and forgetful of her promises. Oh, don't worry, darling. Don't worry. You'll come around to my way of thinking in the end. Oh, darling, I still want to be kind and gentle to you as I was when you were a girl in Ireland. And I can be if you let me. But when you don't show full appreciation for what I did for your family, oh, it makes me so sad, Lou. Now, promise me, darling, promise me that you'll forget all about money and bills and things like that, because, don't you see, what's yours is mine, and what's good for me is good for you. Now, promise me that, huh?
Go of me, Dennis!
No. First of all, give me your answer.
Leave her alone.
Now, who have we got here? Oh, Lou, it's my old friend, the bartender.
Dennis, don't! I won't fight you.
I'm sorry, darling, what did you say?
I won't fight you.
Oh, that's a wise decision, a very wise decision indeed. You see, I told you. You'd see it my way in the end. I knew that you'd remember our agreement.
Mr. Larson, I'm sorry about what happened.
Yes, ma'am.
I just remembered we don't have any coal oil. Would you go down to the general store and get a keg, please?
Surely, ma'am. Mr. McCain?
Mr. Larson. You busy?
I was just about to check the stock.
Well, we can still talk, huh?
Today's a bad time for it.
Yeah, I know, but I've got some time on my hands while Nils is shoeing my horse. Anyway, it's too hot to wait outside.
You didn't walk over here just to discuss the weather, so don't play games.
Oh, just an innocent statement. Don't get riled.
I'm not riled.
Oh, of course you're not.
I'm busy, Lucas.
How's O'Flaherty?
Can't you call him Dennis?
It's a quaint old Irish name. Must admit, though, I was surprised when you said you were getting married.
It didn't seem to bother you any.
No, that's right. But it did bother Mark. I was talking to him about it last night.
What were you talking to him about?
Well, I was telling him all the things you told me about this O'Flaherty.
What is so difficult about the name of Dennis?
You're getting riled again.
I am not getting riled.
I'm sorry.
Oh, will you please stop saying I'm sorry?
Well, like I was telling Mark, this Dennis O'Flaherty. There's a real man, I said. Hard-working, industrious, man of honor, loyal. The kind of a man any woman would be proud and thankful to marry.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell me how to run my life. I'd also appreciate it if you didn't discuss my affairs with Mark.
Well, now, Mark figures he's a friend of yours, since he has your best interest at heart.
Do you mind if I'm judge of my own best interest?
Of course. I can see you're very happy.
Men! There's nothing aggravates me like the superior male who thinks he knows everything about everybody's character.
Did I give that impression?
You know absolutely nothing about Mr. O'Flaherty.
Dennis?
I know his name. And I know a lot more about him than you do. It just so happens that Dennis O'Flaherty is...
Is what, Lou?
Just stay away from him. Please, Lucas, believe me, you don't know anything about him. He'll do anything to anyone who gets in his way.
Then send him packing.
I can't.
You can if you want to.
It's enough I got one man telling me what to do without another one giving me orders.
Lou, I don't mean to give you orders. I'm just trying to help.
I don't want your help. I don't want any man's help anymore.
Lou, if you're in trouble...
Trouble? Trouble's what got me beholden to one man. I just as soon it didn't get me beholden to another.
Well, if you're so interested, why don't you just come in?
I'm just standing quietly here, protecting my property.
Is that what she is to you?
That's none of your business, Mr. McCain. Besides, it's a very arrogant question and calls for an apology.
That, my friend, is a matter of opinion.
Lucas, Dennis is right. What's between us is none of your business.
None of my business?
Please go.
Goodbye, Lou.
You did very well. Very well indeed, Lou. That is, if you have any regard for that gentleman.
Well, it wasn't old women talking. It was Nils and Mr. Sweeney.
Did you forget about it and pay attention to your studies, son?
Paul, Lou is our friend. How come we're not doing anything? And I mean doing and not talking.
Well, because I was told it was none of my business, Mark.
Everyone knows he's just bleeding her dry. Buying things and then paying for them with her money.
Is that all you kids do, listen to some old women's gossip?
Well, if it was me and I was a doing friend instead of a talking friend, I'd saddle up and go do something about it.
Thanks for some good fatherly advice.
Good night, sweet darling. I'm off to Sweeney's for a nightcap and a game of cards. Now, you go to bed like I told you. Good night's sleep and you'll be feeling like a queen. Good night, my love. There you are, my love. Well, what's this? What have we got here? Traveling bag? Are you going someplace? An overnight trip, perhaps, huh? Why are you looking so frightened, darling? Oh, Oh, I know, of course. You thought me to be down at Sweeney's, but so I was, too. But, well, you looked so pale when I went out. I didn't want to leave you.
I'm not going to marry you, Dennis.
Oh, now you don't know what you're saying. You're under a strain, that's it.
My father were alive to know you for what you are. He wouldn't hold me to that promise. I believe that with all my heart.
You ran away once before, and now you're doing the same thing again. Oh, but you shouldn't do that, darling. Now, promise me that you'll never run away again. Promise me. Oh, I know what's troubling you, all right. You're sad and lonely here among these strangers. What do they know of the lonely longings of an Irish woman's heart in the wee, cold hours of the morning? But I do. I know, Lou. You'd never be lonely with me. I could make you happy again, Lou. I could make you very happy. Lucas McCain. Oh, this is a great pleasure indeed. In fact, I might say an unexpected pleasure. And you're just in time, too. Just in time for a drink to celebrate our forthcoming nuptials. Now, what's it going to be, huh? I needn't ask. The best there is, of course. Irish whiskey. Nothing finer to drink in the world. Sir, one for you, and one for me. You are, Mr. McCain? Oh, you're not a drinking man, huh? Oh, well, it doesn't make any difference anyway. I'll drink for both of us. To your very good health, my love. Such a pity. Such a pity indeed, but a man shouldn't interfere in another man's domestic problems. Well, now, huh? You said it was none of my business, so I guess you'll want me to pay for the damages.
Miss Lou, I can't help wondering, if you had gotten to run away, would that mean that we'd have never seen you again?
You don't have to answer that, Lou.
It's a good question, but I'm not sure of the answer, Mark. I know running away doesn't solve any problems, but at the time it was all I could think of. Getting rid of some of the old world customs I grew up with is more easily said than done.
Well, it's all over now.
That's just what I mean.
What?
This. It's an old Irish custom to knock on wood so the leprechauns will hear and know you're thanking them for a piece of good luck.
Really?
Really? Dennis.